What's up, teammates? I'm back. Football's back. Fucking Chiefs won. Whatever, man. Baltimore failed us again. See what that mobile quarterback stuff gets you? Anyway, let's talk about something interesting. Let's talk about the Raiders. And I was watching or listening to Hondo Carpenter today. I'm starting to get back into regularly listening to people, but still kind of tough. Anyway, I was listening to him and he did a thing about Mark Davis and how he doesn't get enough respect. And I don't think he does. I always thought that for a long time, from the beginning, because he was thrust into a terrible situation. I mean, it's hard for regular people to look at millionaires and billionaires and think, oh, damn, that must be hard on him. But we all have to deal with our problems no matter what our monetary status is. And you're thrown into a situation where you aren't prepared, it's going to be hard for you to handle. And Mark Davis was thrown in a tough situation. He couldn't be. He wasn't prepared for it, and it was hard to handle. And you know what? As fans, we should be extremely happy for what he's done, because right now, if he'd have just said, "I want to keep my money," and listen to the financial advisors, because I'm very sure that once he was talking about letting go of Josh and respectfully, McDoofus and Dave Ziegler, they were like, don't do that, because you're going to have to give them a lot of money, and you still are going to have to hire people for that position who you're going to have to give a lot of money to. For who? The fans and the players. But the fans? Hell nah. But Mark, no. He did it for the fans. He took heed of all the fans. He saw the players weren't happy. The fans was running in the streets, pissed off. And that affected him as a person and as an owner. And I don't think that would have affected a lot of these other billionaires that own team. I don't think the owner of Walmart would be tripping if some of his fans wasn't, happy with the quarterback decision. But Mark Davis was, and he gave us what we want, and we should be happy, because if he hadn't chose to eat $160 million, something in that range, we wouldn't be watching football right now. We'd be pissed. We'd be more pissed than we were at the end of last season, and we'd be getting more and more pissed off as the off season went. The season came, and we've been frustrated and not wanting to even watch. And who knows how bad or worse it would be. Just thinking about what football for a Raider fan could have been if Mark Davis didn't say, you know what, I'm going to swallow $160 million. It's frightening. Because I just wouldn't want to watch football. I mean, I would have to. It would just be begrudgingly. It'd be hard. It'd be heart-wrenching, because I just don't see us getting any better if McDoofus is still running the team and everybody's pissed off. And like I've said in earlier videos, Devontae might have been gone anyway. I mean, and like I said in the video for the damn receiver, if we still have McDoofus and he tried to eat up all that money, we wouldn't have Devontae Adams. We'd be in shambles. We wouldn't be happy with the head coach. And we'd just be getting madder and madder as the daggone time went on. So I want to devote that time to Mark Davis, just to get a little bit out there for, the coolest of you who actually listen to me, and just something positive to think about. Anyway, next step. We are in win now mode, is what people keep bringing up. And we're not in win now mode. We're like every team. We want to win. It's not like we've put all our chips in on this damn hand and hopefully we can ride with that. That's not where we're at all. Where we're at is we're a talented team. We're building. We have a solid foundation, And we believe what we're doing now can help us get to where we want to go in the future. We don't have to win the damn Super Bowl this year. We just want it to look good. And we also should be happy if it looks even decent. Because I haven't actually done the report, the numbers usually I do, but we have got to have one of the youngest starting lineups in all of the NFL. When I look at our lineup, that's just something that started sticking out to me. We got a lot of 3s, 2s, and rookies. Our most experienced player that was starting is Colton Miller at 7 years. The next under him, Max and Malcolm Kuntz. These guys are just before their prime, and they're our oldest veterans. And we got a lot of young stars, potential stars, on our squad right now. They're the rookies, that are second year, third year players that are going to be around, players that are getting along with the people there already. These people came in together. They're already a family because of that. Freshmen always love the sophomores and such and so on. They help each other out. They help each other get acclimated to the situation. And we have a team full of people who are trying to get acclimated to the situation and also hungry to dominate the situation. So we have, we have Devontae Adams at 11 years, but, we all know that he's, been quite seasoned, we'll say, as a veteran. But outside of that, we have a young, talented team that even if we don't win or make the playoffs immediately, meaning this year, as long as it looks good, if it's looking good, we should be good and we would, we should be successful. But if it looks good, that's what we want to see. We want to see it looking good because we know if we can see it look good now, as young as it is, we can imagine that once they work together a little while, once they start getting some cohesion, they're just going to build and develop with each other, around each other, and for each other, because they're really a solid team, as in they really appear to care about each other. When you watch any of the videos or interviews, everybody says the same thing all the time. It's not being repetitious. It's saying that this is what we feel like. The 1% get better every day. Don't remember what happened. Learn from what happened. Don't expect anything to happen. Make something happen. There's a lot of clips and those type of sayings that are going around the locker room. So it just shows that they're all on the same page. We got a bunch of young, talented, second and third year players who have just enough veterans above them to teach them how to be professional football players, and Max Crosby and Christian Wilkerson to show them what a work ethic is and what it means to be great. We got all these young players just trying to be molded into football players. And they got Max Crosby, Devontae Adams, and Christian Wilkins to look at as guidance for where you want to be and what you want to become. And if you don't want to step up this far, then you can go that way, because you're not going to hold us back by holding yourself back. And that's the team mentality. The team mentality is strong with these ones, and it's young. And we should be extremely happy about that, because even if we don't immediately succeed, like I said, as long as this looks good, it's going to get better. And that's what's important. Getting good and it's getting better. And I think we're on step one, and we'll see how good we are at this point and if we can get better. Now, What dictates how good are we is a fast start. Now, every team needs a fast start. I mean, game one is the biggest game for every team because if you don't win game one, you're chasing 500 for the rest of the season. Even if you win game two, you finally get there. But if you lose game one, you're chasing 500 for the rest of the season. And if you lose game two, it's a hard stab to survive. So it's important for every team. And it's hard to say that, this is the biggest game of the year. This is the biggest game of the year. And it's especially, before the season even starts. And we know that I'm not the type of person that, jumps to those type of conclusions, who's overzealous about the information and wants to state, what's going to happen because they just want to put their opinion out there and say things are more immediate than they actually are. And I don't usually do something, that extravagant or urgent. But in this situation, the Chargers game is the biggest game of the year. And I'm serious. Because there's quite a few reasons. We need the first game win. Boom, we know that. We need as many division wins as we can possibly get because we got to hope that the Chiefs slip up in the division. And that's the best way of us for getting to the playoffs. It's the Suns pal sneak past the Chiefs. And the only way we can do that is beating everybody and trying to spit with the Chiefs, and hopefully they stumble against one of the other teams because we don't know exactly how strong our division is right now. Everybody, except the Chiefs, is a big question, including ourselves. We know what we think we can do. We know what our team thinks we can do, but nothing's on film yet. Nothing's in the record. So the whole division is really unstable, and it's filled with guesswork. So if we can get the Chiefs slipping on one of these teams and we can stay on top like we need to, like we were almost able to do last year because we took down Denver as we do. We split with the Chargers when we actually could have won one of those games. We should have won one of those games, and we could have swept the Chargers, and we split with the Chiefs. So that's what we got to do. And to do that, we got to win this game. Also, this game is, this team is also our last game of the season. So we're going to know exactly what we need to do. We always need to win games, but our chance to sweep them is going to be important when it comes down to if we're going to go to the playoffs by somehow hurdling the Chiefs or getting a good enough record for a wild card. And if they're somehow fighting and we sweep them, we get the preferential treatment. So, yeah, it's the biggest game of the year. I'm sorry. If it's overblown or maybe over analyzing, I've been known to do that, but we need this win. We need Minshew to get this win because we got to start early trusting Minshew and trusting his abilities in the game. So another reason why it's such a big win for us. This is to solidify what we think we can do and what our whole offseason was against a team who we destroyed last year. So the expectations of winning, beating them are high, and it's not necessarily believed to be a reach, although it's a completely new team. So we're still expected to win that game. With those type, heavy situations, I guess, going into this game, that this game is really important for so many things and so many people. Minshew, we know I wanted Aiden to win the job. I like quarterbacks, not football players. We've been through it all. Now that we're there, we got a football player under center. Let's ride with him. We need some Minshew magic, but not too much. We don't need Minshew mistakes. And as long as, I'm not saying like I know anything about what Minshew's doing or how the game's going to go or anything like that. Like I do just different type of analytics, little pulse of the team. And I feel that if Minshew throws 2 interceptions or has a really, really bad, oh God, please don't have a bad first half, because then the freaking Lions is going to come calling for his head early. It's not even going to be considered. So what would be best for us is for it, even if we lose, is for it to look good. If Minshew doesn't throw any interceptions, at least it'll look good. If we can get a couple of touchdowns on the board and a field goal or two, if we can get at 21 points and we lose, it'll still at least look good. But if we lose and it looks bad, and Minshew makes 2 interceptions, 1 interception I believe he could overcome. Even in a loss, I believe that 1 interception is not going to open up the floodgates. But 2 interceptions in a win or a loss, even in a win, is going to be, it's going to start a lot of drama. It's just going to just start. And please, do not throw a hospital ball. Do not throw a hospital ball. What we need, more than a win, as a franchise, honestly, is for Gardner Minshew to not throw any interceptions and throw no hospital balls. We need to see a Minshew magic game with no Minshew mistakes. It's not saying that he has to be perfect, but he can't fall into classic Minshew mistakes, leaving the pocket too early and getting sacked, throwing, long balls, getting picked, and, just the Minshew maniac stuff that you see out of a football player, quarterback like that, which is what we're going to live with. And as long as he stays away from those mistakes, everything should be fine. But if he throws 2 interceptions, the media is going to have a freaking field day, because it's just going to be the only reason we won is because of our defense. I mean, and we could win 35-34, and they would say that it was the fucking defense that won it for us if he throws 2 interceptions, because they're going to just harp on those mistakes, because that was the whole fear of Minshew in the first place. Now, I want Aiden to start. I want Aiden to be our number 1 quarterback, but I want us to win that much more than that. And I really, really want Minshew to succeed. He's succeeding and we're succeeding. And I really don't want a quarterback controversy, because we will have, those of us who like some, decent speak when there's content, a little, something not so negative, it's going to be flooding the market with negativity if something like that happens. And you're not going to want to watch any of it, because everybody's just going to be calling for Minshew's head, and everybody's going to be saying how they thought they were right from the beginning, and we knew we shouldn't have went with Minshew. It's going to be a goddamn shitstorm. Hopefully, he doesn't throw those 2 touchdowns. That's all we need. Is Minshew to not throw those 2 touchdowns, or those 2 interceptions, and no hospital balls. Please, God, no hospital balls. And especially no hospital balls to Devontae. If Devontae get hospitaled with a ball, even if it's not serious. Even if he gets up and he's like, "Oh no, it's just one of those things." Even no matter how he reacts to it, if Minshew throws a hospital ball at Devontae, I don't know if Devontae's actually going to be pissed off within that moment, but I know that Minshew will hear about it unless he wins and doesn't throw 2 interceptions. Because he got to keep Devontae happy. He got to get the ball to him. He got to target him as much as possible. And the more targets you get on, the more likely a bad pass is going to come out of nowhere from Minshew and get somebody hospitalized, man. So hopefully he can stay away from that, because we know he can. He has stayed away from it before, and he has slipped into it before. Let's just see what type of Minshew magic we get. We got a magician who sometimes tricks don't work. So, but he can do it. And what's most important for Minshew now is getting the ball out quick. That's what we need. We need Devontae and Brock Bowers and Michael Mayer to get the ball shallow and try to run it deep. That yak work for him. We need Minshew to be a yak quarterback, just like freaking who's the Chiefs quarterback? Whatever. Just like him. Like, if you watch all my episodes, you've seen at least the one where I was talking about how yak is a big part of Patrick's game, because he throws it short and he lets his receiver run. And last year, that wasn't the case with our team. We had Aiden O'Connell and the rest of his receivers had low yak yards because Aiden had to get the ball to him downfield. And that's the way the team was operating, not trying to get the ball to their players and get it downfield. It's trying to open up the field and get the passes downfield. And Aiden can do that, but Gardner Minshew can't do that. So we need more yak balls from Minshew. And we need more yak yards out of Devontae. If Devontae could get a good game together, and if everyone can get them yak yards, if Minshew can get short passes out to where we need to do, spread it out, leave the pocket when necessary, no hospital balls, stay under 2 interceptions. 1 interception could be forgiven. 2 interceptions will cause controversy. No hospital balls. That will cause controversy. So, if he can do those things, if we can get some good yak out of his passes, some good yak out of Brock and Devontae, the list goes on and on. Then Minshew can be successful. And that's what we should be looking forward to, is that type of dink and dunk offense. And then when they're not paying attention, deep play action to, Turner to Burner or Trey all the way. I don't know. Can't find a rhyme for his name. Anyway, back to business. Offense is going to be great. We can win the game. And it's an important game. And Minshew can do it. He has to stay under 2 interceptions and no hospital balls. And there will be no controversy. And everything will go smooth. It'll be real smooth if we win. It would be not smooth if we lose. But if it looks good, there'll be no controversy. Even if we lose. If there's some points on the board and it looks good, even if we lose, it will stave off a controversy. Because the controversy is what we don't need. Although we have a good team, as far as, feeling good about themselves and not listening to the outside world and what they, they lay on them. Everybody hears, whether you listen or not. but it's there. It's out there. It comes past your ears. Whether you listen to it or not, you still know about it. So we have players who know about what's going on about their name and they want to prove them wrong. So we got a solid team. We got strong players. We got good cohesion. We got the ability to catch the ball short and take the ball deep. That's basically what what I believe are the keys to winning the game. Because I don't want to say that's what we got to do, or we're going to fail, and if they can't figure this out, then it's just going to be long. I'd just rather say, on the plus side, these are the things that I think, if they happen, will be the most beneficial for our team when it comes down to trying to get a victory in this upcoming game against the Bolts. So, remember, pray for you, or, hope to the football God that we can get less than 2 interceptions and no hospital balls. If we can do that, if we get Mitch out to do that, we'll be all right. So, remember, we can't win them all, and the clouds will get dark. You're looking for something bright, come to the silver lining. Guru out.